Wake up! Highly destructive natural disasters are suddenly striking areas all over the earth, Michael Snyder reports. Why are so many historic natural disasters suddenly hitting us, one after another? For a moment, I would like for you to think about what we have seen just over the past several weeks. The wildfires on Maui were the deadliest in the entire history of the United States. Then Hillary absolutely pummeled southern California. Idalia caused immense damage along the Gulf Coast of Florida. And now Hurricane Lee is threatening the East Coast. If it actually hits a major population center in the Northwest, we could see immense devastation. Meanwhile, large earthquakes are striking without warning all over the globe. On Friday night, 11:11 local time, a highly destructive magnitude 6.8 earthquake hit Morocco. Marrakesh has had a lot of damage. On Friday, around 11:11 p.m. local time, a magnitude 6.8 earthquake exploded through the high Atlas Mountains in Morocco, not far from the populous city of Marrakesh. People as far away as Spain and Portugal felt the strange vibration ripple beneath their feet. But millions in Morocco felt the planet shake and splinter, jolt and disintegrate before thousands of the most unfortunate were greeted by a tectonic rage. And according to the Euro-Mediterranean Seismological Center, an NGO, several aftershocks convulsed through the area earlier today. This was a really big earthquake. It was clearly felt by countless people in both Spain and Portugal. The final toll will not be known for quite a while. Now, according to USGS, this was the biggest earthquake that Morocco has experienced in more than 100 years. The U.S. Geological Survey said the quake had a primarily magnitude of 6.8 when it hit at 11:11, with shaking that lasted several seconds. The U.S. agency reported that a magnitude 4.9 aftershock hit 19 minutes later, and that the earthquake was the largest to hit Morocco in more than 100 years. The epicenter of Friday's tremor was high in the Atlas Mountains, about 40 miles south of Marrakesh. It was also near Toubkal, the highest peak in North Africa, and Oukaïmeden, a popular Morocco ski resort. In the city of Marrakesh, tall buildings violently crumbled to the ground as the ground shook with great force. And as I uploaded the video yesterday, yes, they had a lot of landslides and some liquefaction because it's not far from the coast. When something like this happens, your life can be turned upside down in a single moment. You can imagine what it must be like to lose your home and family without any warning whatsoever. In mere moments, entire neighborhoods vanish, entire families are exterminated, some may be entombed under the ruins of the place in which they grew up or raised their children or reunited with old friends. Survivor of the cataclysmic back-to-back earthquakes in Turkey and Syria this February have told reporters what happens next. People in the rubble waiting purgatory, wondering which of their loved ones may still be breathing. And those who are not physically trapped, who just happen to be far from any susceptible buildings, are still caught in a desperate dread, questioning the reality that seemed immovable a moment ago. And what just happened? Do I still have a home? Is my family all right? Now, the survivors in the region of Morocco need our prayers. This is a country that has not seen a tragedy like this in any of our lifetimes, and the royal family has just declared 3 days of national mourning. Morocco's royal family declared 3 days of national mourning after the deadly earthquake. 3 days of national mourning have to be decided with flags to fly at half-mast on all public buildings, said the statement published by the official MAP news agency after King Mohammed VI chaired a meeting to discuss a disaster. Of course, this was not the only major quake that we've seen in the past few days. On Friday, a magnitude 5 earthquake hit Northern California. A magnitude 5 earthquake was recorded in Northern California Friday morning. A quake was recorded at 10:24 a.m., about 7.5 miles southwest of the community of Fall River Mills in Shasta County, at a depth of over 9 miles, according to U.S. Geological Survey. The area is about 50 miles northwest of Redding and about 290 miles north of Sacramento. According to USGS Felt report, Close to 200 people had reported feeling shaking in the first half hour after the quake, with the majority of the reports coming from Shasta County and a few reports from as far away as Chico and some communities in Oregon close to Medford. As I keep reminding my readers, it's just a matter of time before the big one hits the state. Also on Friday, magnitude 5.6 earthquake struck Mexico. A magnitude 5.6 earthquake occurred near the coast of Jalisco state around 9:53 September 8. The epicenter was about 6 miles northwest of Emiliano Zapata. The tremor occurred at a depth of about 22 miles, and moderate shaking was probably felt in the immediate vicinity of the epicenter, with lighter shaking likely felt in other parts of Jalisco and Colima states. Interestingly, this earthquake came just 2 days after the Mexican Supreme Court legalized abortion nationwide. Reports over the last year suggest some are also looking beyond U.S. borders. They've been seeking to out help in Mexico as early as July last year, and now Mexico is set to become an even more attractive destination. This week, the Mexican Supreme Court decriminalized abortion across the country. The apex court was unequivocal in saying that. On Saturday, a magnitude 6 earthquake hit off the coast of Palu, Indonesia, and a magnitude 6.6 earthquake struck not far from New Zealand. And meanwhile, massive storms continue to rage all over the planet. And this year, for the very first time ever recorded, storms have reached top-tier Category 5 strength in every tropical ocean basin in the same year. And now, here comes Hurricane Lee. Lee made headlines all over the globe on Thursday when it suddenly strengthened from Category 1 storm to a Category 5 storm. Hurricane Lee is set to send huge riptides across the East Coast as soon as this weekend, even as meteorologists are still unsure if the eye of the storm will make landfall. Severe surges could generate waves up to 10 feet tall crashing into the eastern seaboard on Sunday, risking flash flooding and structural damage. The storm system alarmed forecasters after it escalated from Category 1 to Category 5 hurricane overnight, Thursday, as its wind speed soared from 80 miles an hour to over 160 miles an hour in a matter of hours. Can you imagine what such a storm would do to New York City or Boston if a direct hit happened? Let's hope that such a scenario can be avoided. But as I've been relentlessly warning, we're entering a period of great instability when our planet will be hit with one major disaster after another. What we've experienced so far is just the tip of the iceberg, and so I would encourage you all of you, to brace yourselves for the tumultuous months and years that are ahead. This is by Michael Snyder. He says about the author, my name is Michael, and my brand new book entitled End Times is now available on Amazon. In addition to my new book, I've written 6 other books that are available on Amazon, including 7-Year Apocalypse, Lost Prophecies of the Future of America, The Beginning of the End, and Living a Life That Really Matters, Commissions Earned. When you purchase any of these books, you help to support the work that I'm doing, and one way that you can really help is by sending copies as gifts to family and friends. Time is short, and I need help getting these warnings into the hands of as many people as possible. I have also started a brand new Substack newsletter, and I encourage you to subscribe so that you won't miss any of my articles. I have published thousands of articles on the Economic Collapse blog, End of the American Dream, and the most important news. And the articles that I publish on those sites are republished on dozens of other prominent websites all over the globe. I always freely and happily allow others to republish my articles on their own websites, but I also ask that they include this about the author section with each article. The material contained in this article is for general information purposes only, and readers should consult licensed professionals before making any legal, business, financial, or health decisions. I encourage you to follow me on social media on Facebook and Twitter, and any way that you can share these articles with others is definitely a great help. These are such troubled times and people need hope. John 3:16 tells us about the hope that God has given us through Jesus Christ. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life. If you have not already done so, I strongly urge you to invite Jesus Christ to be your Lord and Savior today. This is by Michael Snyder on the Economic Collapse blog. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.